warm welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital territory. I am Gracious Ogun. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with family, friends, and professional colleagues of former Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Mikanti Barrow. The President also commiserates with the government and people of Bauchi State, management and staff of the NNPC over the passing of the former Group Managing Director, who he said worked very hard to initiate reforms in virtually all departments of the corporation, bringing it up to speed with global trends and best practices. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that he will postpone the Group of 7 summits scheduled to be held late June, and has expanded the list of countries invited to include Australia, Russia, South Korea, and India. The G7 is an informal bloc of industrialized democracies from Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States that meets annually to discuss issues such as global economic governance, international security, and energy policy. However, German Chancellor Angela Merkel announced that she has declined Trump's invitation to attend the G7 summit in person while the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread across the world, while European Council head Charles Michel said he will attend if health conditions allow. In a developing story, United States President Donald Trump faced a broad backlash this Saturday over severing ties with the UN's health agency during a pandemic, as the European Union calls on Washington to reconsider its decision to permanently cut funding to the World Health Organization for its handling of the pandemic, which has devastated the global economy, affected nearly 6 million people, and killed more than 364,000. Recall that President Trump has accused the World Health Organization of not doing enough to curb the spread of the deadly coronavirus and being too lenient with China, where COVID-19 emerged late last year, leading to his decision of permanently cutting the agency's finances. The U.S. is by far its biggest contributor, supplying $400 million last year. In another development, official reports have it that the Turkish Coast Guard on Friday rescued 60 asylum seekers in the Aegean Sea who were forced into Turkish territory waters by the Greek Coast Guard. The asylum seekers include 1 Nigerian, 1 Somalian, 28 Congolese, 23 Afghans, 5 Eritreans, and 2 Malians. All 60 of them, women and children inclusive, were taken to the Provincial Immigration Office. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control has confirmed 553 new cases of COVID-19, making it the country's highest confirmed cases in 24 hours since the country recorded its in-depth case in February 2020. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 9,855, with 2,856 recoveries and 273 deaths. Similarly, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control this Saturday announced the opening of a new molecular laboratory in Bauchi State, Nigeria, bringing the total number of laboratories with the capacity to test for COVID-19 in the country to 29. In a related development, a COVID-19 treatment facility in Kenya, Rwanda, has deployed 3 robots which were donated by the United Nations Development Programme to help frontline workers minimize contact between patients infected with the coronavirus and doctors and nurses by taking temperatures and monitoring patients. The robots reduce the number of bedside visits doctors have to make as they relay messages to doctors and help the team assess the effectiveness of clinical decision. Francine Umutasi, a biomedical engineer, said the robots are the first of their kind in Africa and have the potential to offer even more support in medical terms. 2 additional robots are in the country's other COVID-19 treatment center in Yamata in southeast Kilgali. In another development, the Federal Polytechnic Ado-Ekiti, Nigeria, has manufactured the pedal-operated hand washing and sanitizing machines to be donated to the state government as part of its contribution to the fight against COVID-19. Rector of the institution, Dr. Dayo Oladibeyi, commended the efforts of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, which came up with the initiative, and applauded the functionality of the machine. In a developing story, Kelly Chauvin, wife of the former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who is in custody for the murder of George Floyd, has filed for a dissolution of their marriage. According to a statement from the Circular Family Law Office, she requests that her children, her and her extended family be given safety and privacy. We take a short break now. When we return, United States Apex Court bars churches from reopening. Stay with us, details coming shortly.
The President, Muhammadu Buhari, has approved the establishment of the first set of 12 TED Fund Centers of Excellence, with 2 centers of excellence in each of the 6 geopolitical zones, hosted by first, second, and third generation universities in the first instance in the year 2020. Those of the state universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education will follow in subsequent years. The focus areas of the centers of excellence, in line with the contemporary practice in the more competitive economies and technologies, are mainly in science-based disciplines. The approval, which came upon recommendation of TED Fund Board of Trustees and endorsement of the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, is to signify a major paradigm shift in favor of research and excellence in our universities, but also a demonstration that the federal government has decided to directly establish and fund centers of excellence besides the ones funded by the World Bank, being the African Centers of Excellence. Details of the operations and guidelines for the inaugural TED Fund Center of Excellence are to be issued by the fund. Signed, Buhari Mikailu, Director, Physical Infrastructure Development, for the Executive Secretary.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Updates. Still in the U.S., the Supreme Court in the United States this Friday barred churches in California and Illinois from reopening because most religious centers have more worshippers than state plans can accommodate. Chief Justice John Roberts, the judge with the deciding vote, said the decision to lift restrictions during a pandemic is the duty of elected officials, not unelected judges. The board of the Federal Road Safety Commission has approved the promotion of 10 Corps commanders to the rank of Assistant Corps Marshal and 38 Deputy Corps commanders to the rank of Corps commanders. Deputy Corps Public Education Officer Mr. Makcham Sambo, who made this known while speaking to newsmen in Abuja, Nigeria on Saturday, said the approval was subsequent to the virtual meeting of the Commission's board to promote senior officers, where the promotion exercise was diligently deliberated. The Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Onyema, this Saturday announced the arrival of another batch of Nigerian evacuees at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from China. The minister said all the evacuees will mandatorily observe the 14 days quarantine stipulated by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control. A Nigerian businessman identified as Sunny Mike has been beaten to death in New Delhi, India, after he was reportedly accused of theft by an Indian lady. The Nigerian government has reacted with outrage to the development, asking the Indian government to account for the death of Sunny Mike. Meanwhile, Chairman of Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has called on the Nigerian community in India to remain calm. That's it on AD4 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.ad4tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Gracious Ogon.